I'm taking a lot of flack right now for talking about this stuff on here, guys. So I'm just gonna help you high schooler just share it. It's just I'm annoyed by it. I look normal. Like to me, like when I see black people, I see a normal person. Right? There are some bad people that are black. You can see by the charges. But to me, when I see black people, I see men and women who are either butt ugly because their parents were stupid or they're extremely attractive. So this is the first time I will talk about this. I'm saying this really early. There are some very attractive, hot women that are African American. And they're very attractive. And I'll say for the first time, there's a lot of white women who are very unattractive. And I'm saying off the paper. I never got anything. I would never talk to them, right? And so that's just, it's really not, to be honest with you. Then you look at like the hybrid, right? And you're like, this is the product of ugly white women being with ugly black women, because that's how everyone from the opposite sees each other, as ugly until they come together and make a beautiful, child. So you can agree to me that the basically this is closure for black men. I'm gonna try to make it so that they can really see like, I had to go off the paper. This sun is so scalding hot. It might even be lower than 84 degrees Fahrenheit. I want you to know this for me, I'm a genius. Your skin, when it gets burnt charcoal, I'm talking about burnt. I'm talking about like a new shade of black. When it gets to the point where like, it looks like a black hole, you're still aesthetic and you're still attractive. Nothing changes from your race. So like when I see a black woman and she's like burnt purple, like burnt, I'm talking about burnt, right? If you have a white, and I know a lot of women are like, oh, okay, Isaiah just want to say, I'm 2 years old, that's why I wanted David to wait. David could get plastic surgery, so on it, we should have a social experiment. I can make David look just like me in 6 months. David, Gene. And you all would be like, what's going on? I said, because you guys weren't looking at like, you're sculpting a body. He's over 6 foot, he has an advantage to the opposite, you know what I mean? So let's just think of this, right? If I'm a plastic surgeon, I can make David look more aesthetic. Basically, I can make him look like Zac Efron. I'm a genius, I'm an artist. He could do it himself too, but the point of what I'm getting to is like, just when you get really dark this year off the track, right? Just know that the opposite sex is getting peeling. What is it called? Oh, you get sunburnt. Their skin is gonna turn red. Like they're gonna look like lobsters. So like, do you wanna is there a movie where they look like lobsters? Oh, they're gonna look like the collodion baby, right? Now I followed I followed a woman who has that syndrome where like your skin is dry, right? But we can agree that men and women's skin both get dry. So I'm letting you know from my perspective, like, and I want you to know it just so you can understand it. Again, one more time for closure. I am 2 years too early for this conversation. But there are some very attractive black women, and there are some very ugly white women. And you can easily see that your body is responsive to you can see it. This is just like for closing for track. So how does this tie into me talking about like the whole thing with the awning? You don't need to burn your skin, guys. I am sorry. You don't need to burn your skin. And when I say burn your skin, you're burning your skin. That sun is hot. And it's hot. It's really, really hot. It's really hot. It's to the point where, it's just hot, man. Your skin you don't have to do that to your body. Remember, your skin is an organ. So think of it like your stomach, your skin is your stomach, and you're just baking. I'm just gonna give the NFL a review with leverage, right? So I'm playing football, and I literally felt the inside of my stomach popping like popcorn. My intestines were popping like popcorn. And he's like, that's not true. And I said, look at my body, and look at how baked and burnt my body is. It was so burnt. Basically what I'm getting to is I'm just gonna be honest with you. Even being a dark-skinned person, I still saw the opposite sex see me the same way. And I saw the ugly people that were really ugly psychopaths as the psychopaths I'm being facetious, but what was I getting to? Yeah, I felt my body popping like popcorn. And I asked somebody, is your inside of your body like, do you hear popping? And he's like, yeah, man, like I'm trying to go home. Like it was so hot when I played football that like I told you, Coach Nichols is the coach. He wanted to play this game of, we're not going to tell you how long the practice is. So I used to get inside of my head. So people was like, why was I didn't take any Tylenol? Why? Because I was smart. I wanted to see exactly how my body was responding. Why? Because if you don't see what's wrong, you can't fix anything. There's no point of hiding how bad of a workout this was. I wanted to show him, this is how bad the workout is, right? All this stuff. I wanted him to see, that's how hot it is, coach. That's how hot it is. And then he played the game of, we're just going to start over, right? It wasn't Navy SEAL stuff. It was the practice of, we're going to do these circuits, right? And I just hate, no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to say that on here. It was like, people were asking, like, we want to know how many, it could be 25. It could be 150. It was to failure, right? And the way that this drill was designed, and the reason why I looked at it, and even after I feel violent, they designed this drill to where it was always someone that you couldn't see who did something so god-awfully wrong that to where you had to do everything over again, and you never really knew why. And so every time you would try harder, they would just keep doing the same thing, and you'd be like, I keep seeing him and he's running, but in some way, shape, or form, they said like, oh, he didn't strap in his helmet, so start it over or something, or one of his helmets was undone, or he switched helmets, coach. And then you're like, after like you graduate, you're like, wait a second, we didn't do one thing wrong. This guy just made one good athlete make us do everything over again. And I'm saying it like that. And that's why I don't want to play football. And that's why I was afraid of football, because, when this is something about me, they're going to say football didn't help me because I was always getting in trouble for things other people weren't doing. So imagine like me being in a group of them saying, you didn't work out today. God bless it. Blow the whistle. Start over. It's like, whoa, wait a second. Like I'm not that person. Like, coach, I like you. No, God bless it. We're starting over. All this stuff. God, all this in class and all this stuff. You talking to girls and rather be here and rather be. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I want to believe that these people, I want to believe that these people are horrible people. But if I was them, right, I would, it's just one of those things where you look at it and you guys are just being like, get a girlfriend, and if you don't have a girlfriend, or you have one or whatever, get a better one, because you guys are like really high on testosterone, and you don't have to be that high on testosterone like that. Like I understand that football is great and I care about these kids, coach. Can't you see I care about all these kids? And I bought ice, coach. I bought ice at the gas station, coach. I told you I care about these kids. We're having popsicles for lunch, coach. It's like popsicles. My person was like, popsicles for lunch. Oh, okay, so that makes perfect sense. I care about all. What are you talking about, coach? I love these kids. Come in here for a hug, coach. I love all these kids. I touch them, coach. It's like, you touch them, coach. That's not what love is, coach. We're all brothers, coach. Kids will be kids. Kids will be kids, guys. Kids, what are you talking about? These are grown-ups. These are men and women. What are you talking about, cute? Boys will be boys. Put a trash bag in your pants. Just your pants. What are you talking about? No, coach, we're going to stop what we're doing, and we're going to go to the bathroom before practice. And then they want to say you're in all these things because you want to use the bathroom. You want to use you want to use toilet paper. No, we don't use toilet paper, guys. We just use our hands. What are you talking about? You just use your hands. What are you talking about? It's a game of emotions, guys. It's a game of physics. We don't need Gatorade, guys. Gatorade's a distraction to mental toughness. What are you talking about, distraction? He's with his hand, it distracts. You're always thinking about the sodium levels and all this stuff and all the sophistication, all this stuff. You don't need to be talking to all these girls. Gatorade's, you know what? Gatorade's a distraction, guys. Gatorade doesn't have any health benefits to it at all. It's just a bunch of salt and spit. Oh, okay. Get rid of Gatorade. Okay, so that doesn't make any sense. So in some way, shape, or form, in that person's mind, when he's saying those things, it must make perfect sense to him that this is a game of emotions. And you should piss on your hands because you can grab a football a lot better. In some way, shape, or form, in his mind, he's allowing himself to believe that makes him a better athlete. That no, you do not. He's like they'll tell you in football. They'll say, I don't use the bathroom before a game because it disrupts my focus level. I need to be on edge. And I'm like, that's the most disgusting. Like, that is disgusting. What on God's green earth is going through this person's mind? Coach, you can use the bathroom. In fact, you should go to a doctor and clean out your colon every year so you don't have that feeling. I'm sure it's a hormonal imbalance. I don't think that has nothing to do with your bowels. You know, it's just nasty. We don't stretching is just we overstretch and too stretchy. What are you talking about overstretching? You want to overstretch. So this is like why I'm afraid of football, because I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like that. It's, you know, and I'm saying like I'm not putting a trash bag in my pants. You know, yo, you should have been here 15 minutes. You should have put a trash bag in your pants. I'm not gonna go get hefty bags and go put them in my pants. Then some guy hands you a hefty bag and says, "No, I got you, brother." Like, I don't want your handy. I already say, we're gonna clean our laundry, coach. We're gonna clean everything. All that stuff. That's what it sounds like. You know, and this is eventually what you'll start to see, and you're like, "Oh, wait a second, what's going on?" Like, I played through 3 ACL tears. I played through 2 torn hamstrings, a broken eye socket, and a fractured skull. God bless it. You fucking pussies. Into your face, and you're like, "Whoa, wait a second, like, coach, you know, like, maybe you should retire, bro." It's not. You had 3 torn hamstrings. He's like yelling at you and like throwing his helmet down. I played through a fractured skull, a broken eye socket, 3 fractured skulls, 3 torn hamstrings. It's like, coach, can you take a step back? That's not good. You should have taken a break. I'm a camel, coach. Get him out of here, coach. That's weakness, coach. Oh, that's weakness. Why does he want a girlfriend, coach? He loves football, coach. I'm not going to say anything about track because it's self-explanatory, but my point was, where is all that? Like, I never learned that. Like, where's all this extra stuff coming from? People think I'm joking, all the puking, all you want to puke before the game, put your finger in your throat. What are you talking about? It makes you lighter and all this stuff. What are you talking about? It makes you lighter. You want to puke and all this stuff? What the flip's going on, bro? That's how we win championships, guys. In high school, if you want to keep making smart decisions, you're going to respect the law of attraction. You're going to respect that there's hygiene, there's a sink. You use a sink to wash your hands, use a sink to brush your teeth, use a sink to make sure that when you shake someone's hand, you don't have everything you just said on your hand. That's all I was really worried about. Like, you know, listen. Football scares me because those things are not true. And I'm here to tell you that I look like this. I didn't take test boosters or a whole bunch of gear. If you do it right the first time, you still have all the muscle on your body. You look like that all the time because your test levels and your body's adjusted. If you used gear from start to finish, you have to keep going using gear. But if you don't, you look like this the rest of your life. An athlete. So, yeah, I'm kind of disgusted with the program beliefs, football. And I think, one more time, I'm just going to stand up. This is just to show what they sound like. I'm just standing up for people. You are beautiful if you're black to the black community, and you are beautiful to the white community or whatever community, to your community. That's it. And then if you do hybrid, you're beautiful to both because you can see how beautiful an aesthetic or beautiful person is from both. And I'm sure they have examples of what I'm referring to. And beautiful does not mean out the paper. Beautiful means like you see like, well, okay, this person on the inside is the product of 2 really good people or athletic people or whatever it is. Maybe not football, but it'd be like ballet or something or like some, you know, TV role. But I'm like, yeah, you know, I just want you guys to see my perspective. They should do the awning and protect people from getting skin cancers because you're going to die of it if you're not careful. You don't need to look like a lobster. That's my advice. as a genius.